All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 67. Today on the show, a group of students goes feral in a school fight. We'll try to figure out what kind of animal sounds they're making. A sucker punch prank goes horribly wrong in this week's Urban Decay. Twerking is now considered anti-racist in this week's Cringe of the Week. And last but not least, The Sims is just another reason to not give your kid an iPad. All this and more, it's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 67, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Very cool. Very cool.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Grabboy.
That was a true one for one.
Yeah.
I know we do the bit every week, and it's not usually one for one. Sometimes it is, but that one actually was. Guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at My Patriot Supply. Guys, do you feel like the world's kind of falling apart? The powers that be are starting military conflicts and distracting us with things that aren't really important. And one of those important things is being prepared. That's why we've teamed up with My Patriot Supply. They are offering $200 off of a 3-month food supply at mypatriotsupply.com. They're charging you less so you can save more. Guys, now more than ever, it's so important to be prepared. How bad would it be to find out that you need an emergency food supply that you didn't have? Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, is what I always say. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and get the $200 discount on a 3-month food supply. Get a bunch of them, as many as you need, and tell them Fleccas sent you. Thank you to My Patriot Supply for supporting the show, and make sure you guys go support them right back. All right, let's get into housekeeping. All right, let's get into the action. We have a very important housekeeping, as usual. Guys, the things causing heart attacks and blood clots this week. This one actually rings a little more true. Multiple vaccines in one day.
Yeah. Finally. Guys, finally, we got to take a dub, right? Getting Pfizer's COVID booster and flu vaccine on the same day may raise the risk of a stroke, FDA says.
May.
Dude, they admit it. Oh my God, they admit it. Like,
Maybe your sarcasm could do it, taking a weird nap or a cold shower, but get a couple vaccines in a day. That could do it too.
that may do it. Too.
That may. That's all they gave us, may. Another thing causing heart attacks and blood clots is the common cold. There was an MSNBC reporter who's having some health problems. Very sad to hear. Hope they get better. But here's what they said about how they got these issues.
Many of you have wondered why I have been off the air for a little while. Well, I have been dealing with a little bit of a health scare. I woke up with severe pains both in my chest and in my left shoulder, and it was like a tightening in my chest when I took deep breaths. That got worse when I was laying flat. I knew enough at that moment to understand that it could mean, could is the key word here, that I was having a heart attack, especially because it was happening in the left part of my shoulder. I want to remind you, I run 7 miles 3 to 4 times a week, or I did. I do yoga. I don't eat meat. I don't smoke. I was diagnosed with pericarditis, inflammation of the lining of my heart, brought on by a virus, a literal common cold.
Common cold is now what's causing heart problems. She got pericarditis, and then she got myocarditis after.
That's tough to just go out and pitch that to the world. You know, to just go and say, and guess what it was from? I know, we know, the common cold.
The common cold.
Like, who are you colluding with? Your doctor said that was the common cold, and that, like, I just don't get it.
The guy behind the camera is like holding the stuff, and he's like, common cold.
Yeah,
You're
like
up.
it was reflux a month ago on December, and then like all of a sudden, like the doctors are playing the guessing game on what it is. Turns out it's pericarditis and myocarditis, but they know exactly where it came from, the common cold.
Yeah. So watch out, guys. I just got the common cold the other day.
Yeah.
I'm still getting over it.
Yep. Your
So,
heart's about to explode in your chest because you don't run 7 miles a day or do yoga.
That's so true.
So,
Yeah, I'm on the watch list.
last episode, guys.
Nice knowing everybody. All right, moving on. We have a quick Richard Rapboy doppelganger this week. Take a quick look. It's Greta Thunberg with the beard. That's you.
All right. Thank you. Fat Greta Thunberg.
Fat Greta
Appreciate it.
Thunberg with the beard. Richard Rapboy, same glasses.
You know what's funny? Like we find a lot of doppelgangers for both of us. There's a lot more you types out there than me's. So you're working hard to find this. I could throw up any like Middle Eastern guy, fat Middle Eastern guy, but I don't.
I haven't seen the same data.
Okay.
I just keep every week we cover you.
Yeah. All right. Fine. I'll take it. I take it. I'm a good sport.
Yeah, you are very good. All right, moving on. We have a very important housekeeping. Guys, today is the 6th anniversary of Fleccas Talks.
The channel?
The channel.
Wow. Congratulations. That's a nice amount of time.
Yep, first video came out first week of February 2017. We covered the LAX protest. And then
The Muslim band?
The Muslim band with the D at the end, yeah. And then obviously we did a bunch of street videos, and now we're here with the show, Fleccas Talks, the podcast. We've come a long way. And a lot of things have changed in the years. I think this year especially, considering how out of hand the world has gotten, is kind of like a more delusional year. I really recommend to people to live out their delusions. I think the world is going to keep doing what the world does. They're going to keep stealing the money and trying to kill everybody and ruin everyone's life and make you eat bugs. And I used to live a life where I would think to myself, hey, once all these problems in the world are solved, then I'll start living my life like a normal person. And I kind of realized you can't do that because it takes so long, such a generational fix, that if you don't live your life and wait to live your life for when everything's fixed, you'll actually let the powers that be steal your life too.
That's very true.
Along with everything else. So I'm very much recommending everyone lives a life of making their delusions a reality. You guys know Anuka Titawan, the singer? Mm-hmm. He was a popular meme, a global face recognized by everybody. He was going really viral, really big meme guy. And I saw him, and if I was living a sad life where I thought nothing was possible, I would never reach out to him. I would never try to meet him or have him say anything about me. Instead, the opposite happened. We reached out to Anuk. He's a nice friend of mine now, and he even said, Fleccas Talks, the podcast.
Yeah.
So that was me having a delusion, a Anuka Titawan Fleccas Talks podcast collab, and then going out and getting it. And looking back, it's probably the best thing I've ever done.
The best thing you've ever done. Yeah. So delusions, era of delusions, reach high, reach way higher than you think you can. And maybe you'll fall somewhere in the middle, right?
Exactly. Because if we wait if we only get our squirts from things like Donald Trump getting back into office or making a ton of money or the globalists losing, we're never going to really get our squirts. But if you obsess over little things, so for example, I, as everyone knows, am obsessed with Rob Smith. Mm-hmm. So with Rob Smith stuff, it's like I can watch Rob Smith's every move and really enjoy my life. I can decorate my house with Rob stuff, and that's like so much better than, trying to have these bigger, unaccomplishable goals, and then I waste my whole life trying to get there.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make sense?
A little bit. I think, people need to swap in their little delusions for yours because yours are very specific and not very good. And I agree with what you're saying about like not waiting to live your life and honestly living your life in a certain kind of way, raising a family, not propagandizing them, living like a family would in 1980 is a great way to actually play offense against those types of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because they're going to try and ruin
Have a
everything.
kid when you're not financially exactly sure. Have a little faith, go outside your comfort zone. Be like, I don't know. I don't want a kid right now. I can't bring him into this world. It's like, just do it. You'll figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that centuries of humanity have done that? So
Yeah.
that's more what I'm saying. Fleccas is saying like, go DM Anouk and like Kapakulik and stuff. Like, go reach out to your internet friends. Yeah. But live, do something crazy. Delusions.
Yeah. Find something that you, your friends, and family can all mutually obsess over that is a low stakes thing, and then go obsess over it. It's so much more fun to live that way. Otherwise, you're sad, and then they'll just keep taking everything, and eventually they will, and then you'll have nothing, and you'll just be sad the whole time. They can't take Rob Smith from me.
Yeah.
Because that's such like a weird random side character in the whole game that like they can take Donald Trump from me. They can STEAL an election. They can make everyone put shots in their arm. They can take all your money again, but you can't take away me caring about what Rob Smith's doing, taking trips to LA, having meetings, drinking in Manhattan.
Yeah.
You can't take that from me.
Yeah. You can't steal that content.
So I recommend everyone get some stuff that they care about in a weird way that the realm workers can't steal from them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It's pretty schizophrenic, but yeah. Yeah.
But it's the 2023 year of delusions.
Yep.
And it's like schizo season.
Yep.
And speaking of schizo, you know how the dictionary, dictionary.com or whatever, and all the big dictionary companies, every year they add new words to the dictionary. They add side hustle, they add twerk, or they add whatever.
And it's all like super lame, like, you know, slay is in the dictionary, you know, or like stupid words like that.
Exactly. So I have a list of words that are real words already, but I want these words to be more popular, and I think they're going to be more popular coming in this year specifically. I have a list of 6 words. The first one, schizo, and that's someone thinking beyond 3D.
Yeah.
Okay?
Schizo's, that was going to move with or without us, but we like it.
Might as well attach to it. Might as well take credit for why schizo's coming back. Number 2, spiral or spiraling. That's someone who's connecting dots that may or may not be there.
The schizo was spiraling about the COVID vaccine.
Exactly.
Use in a sentence.
Number 3, manic. And that's someone who's losing it. Maybe
Yeah.
if you spiral too much or you're a little, remember Neil deGrasse Tyson? He's
Yes,
manic. He
manic.
gets all like squirrely and...
I'll use it in a sentence. Oh boy, Dash Dabrowski is getting manic today about
Yeah.
Donald Trump, you know?
Exactly.
High energy, out of control.
Out of control. And a lot of these words are words you can use to describe like leftists. So that's kind of why they're relevant in 2023. Number 4, twink. And this is not an offensive word. This is just a word for a little gay boy.
Yeah.
They go by it. They call themselves twinks. They all are twinks. Twink.
And part of using twink is misusing it. You just call any sort of twink a twink.
Yep.
It doesn't have to match the gay community's definition. We're taking it back for ourselves and using it as a semi-derogator.
Yeah.
I won't say that, but you know, it's got
close.
a little connotation to it.
It's on the edge. And we can't say the word that means cigarettes
Yeah, in England.
anymore. So we'll just use a word that they're okay with.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to take it back off the list of what you're allowed to say, go ahead.
I'll use it in a sentence. Oh yeah, a bunch of twinks got the monkeypox vaccine here last week.
Perfect.
And then also my goal with twink is to get it banned, like a bad word.
Like use it so much that they're like, all right, you can't just say twink
outlaw it.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great idea. Number 5, on tilt. And that's someone who's out of control and irrational, probably from spiraling.
Exactly. And on tilt is kind of like a poker term, but we want to use it for broader things. Like if some guy just broke up with his girlfriend or his girlfriend dumped him and he starts acting really weird with a bunch of girls or like trying to like get with other girls or something, he's on tilt. He's not acting how he normally would because of a previous like incident. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So something can put you on tilt. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think that's a good use. And you see it a lot, you know? Certain politicians go on tilt.
Yep.
Adam Schiff's been on tilt for a while. You know, stuff like that.
Exactly. That's a great example. And then the last word that I want to bring is a kind of a word that we've created, pets. These are unique people in your life or on the internet that you follow every move of, like they're a TV show, and you watch them like they're a TV show.
Yeah.
So that's pets. And those are the 6 words that I want to bring back or make more popular, or I think are going to become more popular in the coming months.
Yep.
And also with that, there's going to be a very obscure part of the internet that's coming too. A lot of the stuff that's that's like entertaining and people are enjoying comedy-wise is becoming like this schizo stuff, this schizo dark, deep-fried internet shit.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming. All right. That's the end of that. We are still in housekeeping. We have a page and a half of housekeeping left. Next, guys, we always give advice in the show, and we hope you take it. This week's advice, never flip your shit too early.
Okay.
You might not know what that means, but I'll give you 3 examples. Example number 1, scooter guy. Here he goes. Flipped his shit too early. Knocked out. Number 2, the snowboarder. He's going.
You are now free to float.
Flipped his shit too early. Now he's dead.
Stiff in the air.
Yeah, fell asleep in the air. And number 3, the guy who falls on the deck. Not really the same thing.
Not really the same thing at all. I didn't agree with adding this, but
Yep, not really the same thing. So it's mostly the first 2. Never flip your shit too early.
yeah.
guys.
So the group of watchers who do stunties and stuff, remember, don't flip your shit too early because you could get KO'd on the initial ramp. And most people don't know that.
Yeah, that's a very rare thing to happen, but it is very possible. All right, we're still in housekeeping. Next, are gay people faking the voice?
I think so.
That's the question of the day. There was a post that was done by a Chinese Donut Boy affiliate within the Fleccas universe, a new page that just popped up called Dark Humor Deli. And they posted, I think gay people are faking the voice.
And I agree. You know, people don't come out of the womb with that affectation, right?
100%.
And so we're all about anecdotal evidence here on the show, right? And so someone sent us this Reddit post that kind of is enough for us, right?
Let's hear it.
It goes, I think it's definitely an affectation. As a nurse, I see people come out of anesthesia on a daily basis. When people are groggy, they still have their Southern accents or their New York accents. But gay people do not speak that way when they are coming out of anesthesia. They sound normal. Gradually, the gay accent comes back as they fully wake up.
So they wake up like, oh, what happened?
What happened? And then they
How did the butt implants go? How's the BBL?
Yep, pretty much.
So there you have it. Let us know in the comments if you agree. Do you think gay people are faking the voice? I obviously say yes. Of course they are.
Yeah,
They're just trying to be cute.
Well, they're trying to be cute. They're trying to signal to each other, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like a, hey, Michael, in the workplace. And it's like, yeah, I'm one of you.
Butt stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like it's more of like a sociology thing than it is like a genetic or anything, obviously.
You're smart with stuff like that. Sociology, you said? That's like a good reference.
All right. Sociology is like the broadest subject ever, but yes. It's like a study of human behavior, you know? It's like an anthropological thing.
You're a smart guy.
Nah,
you studied that in college?
I took like a couple sociology classes.
He's Ivy League educated.
Yep. So are you.
Well, yeah.
But you're the brain dead one.
I just didn't go enough. I just didn't go.
Yeah.
I feel bad about it now.
So, fact check, gay guys are faking the accent. True.
Yeah, 100% true. All right, next. The Black History Month question.
Yeah, let's let it rip.
Yeah, of course.
Water or Black History Month?
Did you say water or Black History Month?
Yeah.
Black History Month.
Why Black History Month?
Because it's important to history, let alone culture, and literally everything that is in the world has come from some different part. White people are entitled.
What a loser. Water or Black History Month, and you can't even just give an answer that literally keeps you alive?
Yeah, you can't say water or Black History Month. Let's keep Black History Month and just watch everybody die. Let's watch every single person on Earth die, but the blacks will be honored in February.
Yeah, for the first 9 days until everyone's dead.
Yeah, unbelievable.
All right.
That's your brain on like social justice. It's like nothing. You notice how the logic goes out and it's just nothing. It doesn't matter. It's a black person asking me about a black issue. I have to double down.
Yeah.
I can't save the world. 7 billion people. Thanos snap.
Especially if you're like a they type like that person was.
Yeah, Golgi body.
Yeah, Golgi body, they, them. All right, Richard Rapboy, 10 grand or Black History Month?
10 grand. You could say this coffee or Black History Month. And it's the coffee.
Step in a puddle and get a wet sock or Black History Month?
Black History Month.
Okay, so...
Duh. Like, I'm consistent.
He's
Keep
reasonable.
Going. Keep going.
He's reasonable. Sprained ankle or Black History Month?
Black History Month. What's the choice there?
Well, I just didn't know if you hated Black History Month.
Oh, no. Black History Month doesn't bother me. They don't do anything. They took the shortest month. It's white people kind of make it like a, if white people run a town hall, they'll do a little celebration or something. Who cares?
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Black History Month, in New Orleans, kind of near where we live, there was a huge mural that was just painted over the other day and has since been tagged by some sort of street gang. But there was a mural that was painted over. But before it was painted over, the mural was of 3 black high school graduates, and there's it's like a 40-foot wall, and the entire mural was like 3 black teenagers with cap and gown.
Yeah.
And I was thinking...
And like butterflies and flowers in the background.
And it was like, you can do it, like we was kings or whatever. And I was looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, if the mural in your town is of a black person graduating high school, isn't that kind of like a ceiling? Isn't that kind of like not shooting high enough? Isn't that saying, hey, young black child, if you graduate high school, you're on the
mural.
You're on the wall.
Yeah, you're 40 feet tall.
And it's like graduating high school, they don't even let kids fail out of high school anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like art should be excellence in my mind. It should be beauty. It should be excellence. It should be like boiled down 100% pure truth should be art. But then you have stuff like this where the art is like an average accomplishment. Like if someone's graduated high school and they really were like, oh, we're so proud of you. Wouldn't you be like, hey, maybe I could go to med school. I could be a doctor. I could be a lawyer. Why are you so proud that I graduated high school? That's like nothing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. It's not a picture of a doctor or an astronaut or a lawyer. It's a picture of high school kids that graduated, and everyone graduates. You could have like a 2.0 average and you graduate.
And you know what my thought on this is the art just isn't that good. Like the what do you call it? The like composition is good. The faces look good. The hats look good, whatever. But the art itself is like heavy-handed, right? We're going to put 3 black people in college gowns or graduation gowns. And it's like, couldn't you have been more subtle? Couldn't you have done something like more unique or subversive instead of just like propaganda poster almost? I don't, so that's what I thought at first. It was just heavy-handed.
Heavy-handed, right on the nose, setting the bar very low.
Yeah.
Setting the bar very low is the problem. Oh, high school. If you graduate high school, man, you're on the wall. You did it. Yeah. It's like, dude, graduating high school is the easiest thing ever.
You literally have to be like a 70 IQ sociopath to fail out of high school.
Or like you don't go to class.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, you legally didn't go enough days.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
sorry. So yeah, let's strive for a little more New Orleans. I know the streets are all fucked up and the mayor's a joke, but let's try to not kill each other and not assume graduating high school is good.
And we'll probably update on one of the next episodes what they replace it with.
Yeah,
so.
They're building it now. They painted it white. It was all big white wall, and then overnight, some gang people tagged it up.
Yeah, it was tagged by multiple graffiti artists.
All right, next, we are still in housekeeping. Let's see, what do we have here? This said, you told me about this, Big 3. What does that mean?
Yeah, there's a new Big 3 in New York, all right?
Okay.
You know, basketball, the Big 3, like everybody's going for 3, LeBron, Bosh, and D-Wade.
Sprewell,
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. That's a Big 3.
But for New York, what would it be? It would. Okay, I get what you're saying. So there's a Big 3 in New York.
Yeah, so this is them. That's the Big 3 in New York. And I will give you $100 if you can name any one of them.
Oh, man. What's the team name? New York what?
I don't even know.
New York Liberty?
Could be.
Okay. 3, I have to name one for $100. And
any one of them you can name.
I was going to say, if I get them all, do I get $300?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Webb.
First name?
Emily.
Emily Webb. All right. Which one was that?
The middle.
Okay. And then who else? You got any other guesses? You can guess all 3 if you want.
I can only guess Emily Webb.
All right. No, wrong. I actually don't know any of their names too, but I know it's not Emily Webb. So
that's enough. You weren't gonna pay me.
Yeah,
you knew I never had a chance.
It was a bluff.
And in Sports Center says there's a new Big 3 in New York. Is there?
Should we play the other Sports Center clip?
The racist one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rap Boy posted this today.
You are white. I am black. White supremacy, slave trade, because you're white.
Racial discrimination, African Americans, black women.
White privilege. White privilege. White privilege. White people should feel a certain amount of guilt. Black men. White analysts. Black dude. Racism. White dude. I am a black man. My blackness, a lot of racists out there. Racist. 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 Racist.
So we lost sports.
Yeah. Well, we didn't lose sports, but we certainly lost the narrative around sports. They took that really quick.
We lost the parent companies, probably. I'm sure Disney owns all that.
Disney owns ESPN.
So everyone's a Muppet owned by Disney. That's what we call them that.
They like turning their employees into Muppets. They had a winning formula with the Muppets, so they decided why don't we expand that?
Yeah, very true. Another thing we lost, our last piece of housekeeping, Guinness Book of World Records.
We lost it.
We lost it.
Do you guys remember the golden era?
Of course.
Giant book in your library. You were supposed to read something, but you just opened that book. You started looking at the world's smallest man.
Yep. Smallest guy, tallest guy, fattest guy, jumpiest guy, fastest guy, oldest guy.
Most expensive car, most expensive single meal,
tallest
all the
building.
Crazy extremes, right?
Real stuff. Mm-hmm. Real tangible stuff that is clearly the whateverest in the world.
Whereas,
now, here's the world record for most fist bumps in 30 seconds. We could do that.
We could beat this tomorrow. They're not even going fast.
And the guy, there's two people doing it. So the person on the left should get credit too.
I think so. I think they probably did.
But he wears a polo and thinks that he's got the record.
He wore the athletic fit. Yeah. So, but that's the thing. Do you guys remember Rob Dyrdek Fantasy Factory thing?
Mm-hmm.
I remember he called out a Guinness Book of World Records like analyst or host, like they need a witness for some of these. And he's just like, okay, most ollies in 30 seconds. And then it's like, okay, most bananas eaten in 2 minutes. And it's like you just change all these parameters and then you get into the Guinness Book of World Records because nobody ever tried to eat most bananas in 2 minutes before. Yeah. So it's like they're basically inventing a category to be a Guinness World Record holder.
Yeah.
And it's trash.
And they ruined it.
Yeah.
They ruined it. Another thing that got sold out, I'm sure, Disney owns that too?
We actually might have to look into that.
I bet it does. Who owns Guinness Book of World Records?
Nope, not Disney. The Jim Pattison Group.
Okay, well, we'll
look into that. Yeah,
yeah, we'll see who Jim Pattinson's what he's up to. All right, that takes us out of housekeeping. That was a very important housekeeping, one of our best, and we are moving now into Cringe of the Week. All right, our first clip of Cringe of the Week: trans ice skating, similar to Guinness Book of World Records, where nothing's actually about excellence anymore.
Haaveita ja alkaa luistella naismoodissa, vaikka syntyperäisin olenkin mies.
So this is a trans ice skater.
It's a 57-year-old man. 57.
I think it's got to be a bit, and they're trolling. And they're not even good at ice skating. They fall down and they can't get up. This is how I ice skate. This is how I would ice skate.
Can't even get up.
Can't even get up. And they come and pull her up. That's enough.
Pull her up. 57-year-old man.
So yeah, everything is a charity now. Nothing is about actual excellence, kind of like what we said about the Guinness Book of World Records.
That was a diversity, equity, inclusion part. So like that person is not like a on the team or whatever. Yeah. That was like a virtue signal thing.
But now whenever there are these events, like we used to have like an ice skating thing or a ceremony, instead of like promoting excellence, these are our best people, these are our best athletes.
You'd have like a kid
yeah.
who was like good for their age.
Exactly. And it would go, wow, look at that kid. This is the next best ice skater ever. And instead, now everything's just an opportunity to honor people with like mental problems, I guess.
It feels like we're living in kind of like a Make-A-Wish society now.
Yeah.
You know, hand the ball off to the kid with Down syndrome, let him get a touchdown. Okay, fine. Yeah. But it seems to be happening way too much. The 57-year-old man wants to be a woman in figure skate. Yep. You know, it's like we're granting wishes out here.
Yeah.
Why would a 57-year-old anything ever come to the thing? That's like a grandparent.
Yeah, exactly. And now they're
close.
Front and center. And basically, like we've said, everything that was once about greatness or once about excelling or being the best is now an opportunity to honor people with mental problems. The new Burberry ad that just came out.
Yeah.
Burberry is like what, a sophisticated rich person's company is supposed to be?
Yeah, you're paying like a 200% markup to wear the Burberry brand, right?
Yeah. And you try to advertise to people who want to look like they're old money rich.
Yeah.
And now it's just got trans people kissing.
Put two freaks with chopped off boobs. Yeah.
With chest marks. And they're kissing.
Make-A-Wish modeling. Make-A-Wish fat models too. Yep. Like it's just like, hey, what's up? Are you terminally ill? No. Are you mentally ill? Yes.
I think I'm a lady.
Like, let's get your dream to come true.
Let's get you on the cover of a magazine. And it's funny, we have a friend who's like a model or whatever, and she said that because she's like traditionally good looking, she can no longer get like gigs or models or contracts because everything's going to the freaks with like the shaved heads and the chest scars.
Yeah. And it's funny because like there's no work involved. All you have to do is get the chest scars, you know? It's not like you need to be fit and have the chest scars. It's not like you need to actually look like a man and have the chest scars. It's just have the chest scars.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it used to be, you need to be a model, you need to be like perfectly thin, you need to watch everything you eat, you need to know how to walk, you need to know how to wear clothes and style yourself. Now it's just like you got to be like the weird kid from high school and and show up to the audition.
Yep.
And you'll get it.
Yep.
And it's kind of like
someone will grant your wish.
Yeah, exactly. I call it being like, for me, and now that I realize this and see it, you get kind of circus pilled.
Ooh, yeah.
Where you kind of see like, oh, nothing is actually about being the best or excelling. It's all just like a charity for the people who they deem are oppressed.
Yeah.
So you get pretty circus pilled, and then you see it everywhere, and nothing actually is about excellence. There was a fashion show that I saw a clip of a couple days ago, and the fashion shows obviously are always weird, but this one, like the simulation didn't load right on this one. Upside down dress, stupid. Dress not, you're not wearing the dress.
It's in front of you.
It's in front of you, stupid. Sideways dress, stupid. Diagonal dress, stupid.
Perpendicular dress.
Perpendicular. See, rap boy's smart. Perpendicular.
Come on.
You knew perpendicular. But that's what it is. Nothing can just be about wearing a nice normal dress now or looking good or having good fashion. It has to be what was once accepted and revered now gets flipped on its head, and it has to be the opposite. So
It's
if anything
backwards.
yeah, it's all backwards.
It's backwards. We
So-
did that old video, the Met Gala backwards.
Yeah. What was smart is now stupid. What was beautiful is now ugly. What's ugly is beautiful. And that's what they do to kind of just ruin our brains and disrespect God, most importantly.
Yes.
Most importantly. All right, moving on. This next clip, yelling pigs. See the girl on the ground yelling?
Yep.
She learned that from LeBron. And the person on the right has a sign that says Jesus is transgender. Sick fucks. Can't help
Jesus is
themselves.
transgender. You guys made that up 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, these people are so unimpressive.
Yeah.
You know, like, look at these people. They're all overweight, just yelling, little bit of mental issues. And,
Yeah.
you know, I just like to remind people, I can't imagine listening to someone like this. You know, only listen to who you listen to.
Yeah.
These guys are 20.
So imagine voting and like you vote with these people. Like you can almost vote in like a vacuum and be like, all right, what did Tucker Carlson vote? All right, what did this girl yelling on the ground vote? Which side are you on? Pretty easy.
Pretty easy to discern.
Yeah, these are you're the correct ones. Okay. And this is who's waving in like the next thing, like the way society should be. That's who's waving it in. So that should be a red flag for everybody watching.
Yep.
All right, next. This is a video of the progression of a leftist person who started out as probably a normal person, and then this is what they became after leftism got their brain. Normal, nice girl. Normal.
Getting a little dark there.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsie.
Something got in your brain. And now that's what you are. This is what you have. This is what happens when you become a leftist 9 out of 10 times. It starts off with my body, my choice, and then eventually you choose to turn your body into a gecko.
Into an abomination, right?
Eventually the demon gets strong enough and goes, hey, I'm actually more powerful than the host body. I'm going to start looking how I want to be perceived, how I look in real life.
That's very true. That is a very, when someone starts looking like a demon, believe them, right?
Yeah, the demon got too much control.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Such a shame.
Yeah. Well, moving on into a similar light, The Sims. The Sims is now mentally ill. Guys probably used to play The Sims. I'm sure everyone grew up playing where you make a character, you light them on fire.
You trap them in a room with no door.
Yeah. You make characters of people you went to school with who you don't like, and then you like drown them or whatever. We've all done that.
Yeah, we've all done that. I'm writing that down. Signs of a serial killer.
Yeah, we've all done that. But now The Sims is doing mentally ill stuff. The game I thought was you make the characters how you want. So you want to have a guy with a leather jacket and he rides a motorcycle, or a girl who is blonde hair and blue eyes or whatever. Now they're doing trans people with chest scars.
Yeah. And if you look at this, like trans people with chest scars and then the off-looking woman, which is a trans woman is what it sounds like to me. Also, The Sims is for 12 years old and up.
Great.
And so like my disconnect on this is I thought trans women were just women. You need a special freak category like in The Sims. And then I thought if you're a trans man, aren't you just a man? You need the scars and like, so they're making these weird Sims characters even though I thought everyone was just a woman or a man.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it doesn't make much sense to me.
It doesn't make much sense to me either, because if you were going to pick a man character, why wouldn't you just make him a man? Why would you make them a woman who became a man and now is on The Sims? Wouldn't you just go straight to it? So they have top surgery scars, and they have binders and shapewear.
Yeah, so it's like you can have a masculine or feminine frame and top surgery scar, binders and shapewear. So all the hits, all the nasty stuff that's enabling people who are pretty sick is going out there.
Oh, you want to make a lady? You could also make it a jarring lady.
Yeah, you could make it a shocking lady.
6'4" lady who's got a huge head.
Imagine the other Sims go up like, hey, nice to meet you. And then they get it wrong. They say, sir.
Yeah.
It's like it causes beef.
And it's like, well, now I'm burning your house down.
Yeah.
You misgendered me.
Yeah. So The Sims, obviously, we lost that. It's over. They took it from us.
Yep, as always. All right, next we have 2 trans kids that are pretty insightful.
Which is an oxymoron that doesn't exist, obviously.
The kid that loves that they're trans.
So, first of all, I'm transgender.
So she was designated, assigned, observed male at birth.
What's your favorite thing about yourself?
I'm transgender.
That's your favorite thing about yourself?
End it right there.
Yeah.
So the favorite thing the kid has going for themselves is that they're trans, which is what their mom probably pushed them towards, and their weak dad.
Yeah, I'd love to see the dad. I'd love to see the dad.
Yeah. And it's basically like, as we all know, kids need structure. Kids are a blank canvas. If you teach your kids stuff, they'll probably gravitate towards something: fishing, baseball, Batman, whatever you show them, they'll kind of pick what they like. But now there's this new idea that kids need to be able to pick anything they want, and they need to be free to choose any possible thing. So there's no more structure. They're a blank canvas. You can't teach them anything that was traditionally what you'd like to teach them. You need to teach them nothing and let them pick whatever they want. And then the only people who are telling them things at that point become like the purple hair mix kindergarten teacher.
Yeah. And then when they pick the thing that you kind of wanted them to pick, then you positively reinforce them every single day. And you keep hammering it into their head. And then you make social media videos about it because you want attention too. You helped. You're so accepting that you deserve attention and acknowledgement. And the vicious cycle repeats itself, and we shall see where this kid ends up.
Yeah. And so you can really pick anything: Harry Potter, watercolors, painting, crayons, anything. But nothing that's like the traditional stuff that you'd want your kid to do is now accepted, so that the kindergarten teacher is going to pick for you, basically. Wouldn't you rather pick the things that like your family liked, or you liked, your dad liked, your grandfather liked?
No, because that was like white supremacy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if you look back on all those things in the years of tradition and family, like that should all be frowned upon, and you should make your kid the opposite.
That's so true.
So
no need to honor your lineage and your heritage. You need to do nothing, and then let the 24-year-old kindergarten babysitter basically tell your kid what to do.
Should we go to the next one?
Yep.
Do you feel more like a girl or like a boy?
A girl.
Why do you say that?
Because I'm a girl boy.
Is that why you chose this beautiful outfit for cheerleading today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you feel more like a girl.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about boys?
Nancy.
Why?
Because they're girls.
Why do you think that? Why do you say that?
Because they're not pretty.
They're not pretty?
Boys are gross.
Why aren't they pretty? They don't.
Why do you say that?
Because they don't.
Because you say that.
Because I heard it from you, Mom.
I heard it from you over and over because you hate Dad. And now that I was your son in the mini version of Dad, the person you hate, you're turning me into a girl to get back at Dad.
Yo,
I would guess.
Yo, remember the phrase toxic masculinity?
Yeah.
What the hell is this? What do we call this?
Wouldn't that be
subversive? Like, I don't even know. We'll come up with a word for it.
That would be toxic masculinity. A little boy who thinks they're a girl, like they got their masculinity mixed.
Yeah, that's fear. That's fear of toxic masculinity. So I'll just be a girl instead.
Yeah. At
6 years old or whatever the hell.
Yeah, so that's sick and disgusting. And we censored those faces because they're children. But you get the point.
Yeah.
All right. Next, there was a drag queen show with kids again, as usual. And they did a special cheers, a special toast. Check this out.
All right, now I'm going to do a quick little cheers that I normally do. I mean, I know there's little babies here, but close your ears. I this is just a tradition that all shows don't really do. So raise your glasses. Cheers to you. Cheers to me. Cheers to the ones that lick us where we pee. Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Cheers to you. Cheers to me. Cheers to those who lick us where we pee.
And there's kids there. The bit isn't even funny and worth it, but you just can't help yourself.
You really can't.
You can't. Like, oh, there's this cheers I do where every show.
We could skip it today.
We're going to skip it today because there's kids here. But if you want to, meet me after it, I'll tell you what it is. All right. Nice meeting everybody. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You can't help yourself. You got to talk about glucking and sucking and fucking.
You have to be a pervert. You have to. It's in your DNA.
Because it's in your DNA. And that's how you became the guy in the high heels with the butt out.
Could you imagine in like 1991 or say we were little kids, 1998 or something? Space Jam just came out. Some guy comes up to you in a park and goes, "Hey, cheers to you, cheers to me, cheers to those who lick us where we pee."
My dad
police response, like they'd be looking, there'd be a bolo out for this guy.
My dad would go, "Who said that to you?"
Black sedan. Yeah, black sedan. Looked like a Toyota Camry.
Guy? Oh my God. I've seen my dad get mad at people for way less.
Yeah.
Who said that to you? Looking where you be. Who said that? Where is the? Oh, it's the guy in the dress and the weird car or the shit car. I'll go talk to him.
Yeah. And also my new thing is this video is from Sarah Gonzalez, who is in the Blaze Dallas Fort Worth group.
Yep.
Now my thing, whenever I see a trans or a drag kids, faux pas, like disgusting moment, I always try to imagine what the person looked like filming them. And so for this one, I imagine Sarah Gonzalez with a giant purse. And she's like, uh-oh, and she kind of shifts it, tilts it, and goes, huh?
Go on.
So, yeah, that's my new thing is imagining what the people were looking like when they filmed it.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of gay voices and stupid stuff, the dad comes back from jail and the son is trans now.
Glad to see you, man. What's up, boy?
What you do? Take a class?
So is you surprised? Kinda. You ain't no kind of surprise. Was it worth the wait? Yeah, it's alright. Love you.
Yeah. Well, what a nice reunion.
Yeah.
I'm finally home from jail after a long time. How's my family? Everyone held it down when I was gone?
Yeah.
Well,
who's the man of the house?
Me.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, you actually look like a guy in prison.
Yeah.
You actually look like a couple of them.
Exactly. He might kind of like that. And people would say like, oh, this is a product of a fatherless home. This is what happens when the dad's gone. But that's not even fully true. I know people that had no dads that turned out great. They became like doctors and lawyers and successful and normal.
Yeah, they stepped up. They had a desire,
Yeah, so it's not necessarily like
they found other role models too, like strong masculine role models,
which is so important. And it's like, so it's not necessarily like, oh, the dad goes away and all the kids are gay.
Yeah,
but it probably didn't help.
Yeah,
it probably didn't help.
This was a very good cringe. This has we touch on every piece here.
Yeah.
I think
this was one of the better cringes. We have to give thanks to the scriptwriter.
Yeah.
All right, next. I'm the scriptwriter.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to know. There's no, it's just me and Rat Boy. And then Nick, the editor, who we love. All right, moving on. Twerking is anti-racist. This is the last clip of Cringe of the Week.
Shaking is such a primal practice of releasing trauma and somatic blockages and emotions through our body, especially our hips. Mm-hmm. Our hips, now we know, is where we store emotions. Yep. So when you are twerking, when you're shimmying, you are literally releasing trauma, releasing stored emotions from your hips. When you're bending your knees, you're crouching on the floor, you're connecting to earth, you're connecting to the womb, you're restoring your energy. And that's why it's not even just an African dance, but in Middle Eastern dance, in Latin American dance, salsa dance, bachata, every single dance form has some form of hip movement to it.
Source?
Yeah.
I made it up.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, here's some twerking.
This is also why zebras, when they're running away from a lion and they're about to get eaten, and they make it into the nick of time, they shake their bodies off, release the trauma, and they come back to homeostasis. So I started to realize that as I was doing this, I was healing myself through all of these generations of collective trauma that now we know with epigenetics is actually stored within our systems. And I realized...
So here's some twerking. This is all trauma release. Here's people twerking. Here's people on the ground, on cars, twerking. This is all to get the trauma out. It's actually very healthy and good for you.
Yeah, you know those parties where it's like Jamaica, where the guy power bombs off and then starts twerking? That's all just trauma. That's all past trauma. That's colonialism.
It's
like
very natural.
Yeah, that's like a whole thing.
People
man,
dancing with their ass on the street.
Yeah.
That's all trauma release.
That lady used a lot of words to just make something up.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's called lying.
It's called bluffing. It's a bluff right there.
The person interviewing her just goes, You can basically say whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We're out of Cringe Week, and we are into our Urban Decay section. Before we get into Urban Decay, guys, this week's Urban Decay is brought to you by FleccasMerch.com. We have fantastic products that you need. We just upgraded our merch. We have a new merch provider, so all the stuff is even higher quality now, gets to you even faster. We have the Clinton shirt, Trader Joe's. We have the Fleccas Talks, the podcast hoodie. All very cool items. Get them while you can. Rapboy's got the Fleccas Talks, the podcast hoodie. Anyone who wears that truly is a fan of the show. Go to FleccasMerch.com and get some stuff today. Support the show. We've been doing Fleccas Talks for 6 years now. It's the 6-year anniversary. Let's celebrate by you guys buying some merch, please.
How long have I been here?
This is your 3rd year.
This is early on year 3.
Early, very early, because you came mid-2020.
All right.
But I've known him since 2008.
Yeah.
So
I filmed Fleccas. I filmed a couple Fleccas Talks as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's I've always been lingering.
Yeah, he's a ride or die OG.
I'm a lingerer.
All right, first clip of Urban Decay. Kid gets attacked by the daycare workers.
Yeah, we put this in culture last week, but
Yeah.
I want to talk about it a little bit. So these kids are having a dispute. White kid and black kid are having a dispute over a toy. Black kid takes the toy. White kid wants to take it back. Standard little kid stuff, right?
Yep.
They're doing a little tussle. It's getting to the point where somebody's going to notice. And there she is. She comes from the corner. She sees the little tussle. Who's the problem here? Definitely the white boy. She throws him down. Of course, he's the problem.
Even though the black kid was the one who took the toy first.
Yep. And then she does another little toss. He's clearly writhing around. He's distraught.
Black kid doesn't get tossed.
Black kid just gets escorted away.
And the other lady saw everything and didn't even say like, whoa, or like anything like that. She saw everything. So that's just something that happens, I guess, there.
Yeah, that's just normal stuff, you know?
So you go to jail.
Yeah. And then it's hard to see things like that as not being racially motivated when everyone's, you know, oh, white people, reparations, oh, everything. It's like that woman's mind is probably seeing a select list of things that are going on. Probably watching ESPN. Racist, whopper.
Yep.
So their brain is on some weird little phase that, you know, obviously the white kid gets tossed.
Yeah. It's racism's everywhere and it's on you to fix it. And it's like, oh, how do I fix it? Well, there's a black kid and a white kid that are 4 years old fighting. I'm going to throw the white kid down.
Immediately take the side of the black kid. Do racism on behalf of former slights you've perceived.
Yeah. That's exactly on behalf of the former slights you've perceived.
So
exactly.
that woman got fired, actually.
Good.
The camera, good to see something actually happened. You know, if it were me, I'm not, you know, I'd like to keep things in my same race a little bit, you know. I'm not saying like, I think I've seen a few too many videos of that type of thing. The guy from Trinidad and Tobago really roughhousing the old man at the nursing home.
Yeah, we see that a lot.
I've seen a little bit too much that it's just like, if I have a decision, I'm going to go with, you know, the lighter one.
Which is totally fair.
Which is fair. I mean, in this time of racialized, high energy, racialized vandalism, looting, etc., I'm just going to go ahead and take the safe route and, you know, whatever.
And the people that the powers that be are making everything so divisive on the base of race that it's almost like a byproduct of that. It's not like, oh, I'm only hanging out with these groups because they're the best and other groups are bad. It's like, oh, the powers that be have kind of made everything about a race war, so I guess I better just stick with my people. And it actually backwards gets their goal in place of like segregation again.
Yeah. It's a wild world, but if I have a 6-year-old kid, I'm not going to risk it. You know what I mean? It's not exactly the time to, like, the perfect example is, did you see that one article that was like, there was a woman who, her mother was murdered, right?
Mm-hmm.
By a black man who they kind of like tried to help out or something, got murdered. Then he got paroled after like 25 years. And then her daughter was like, all right, he's rehabilitated. I'm going to give him a job at the same house. Like it was like a bed and breakfast or something. Maybe I might be getting the details wrong. And the guy murdered her too. So it's like, do you want to risk it? Do you want to like feel good about yourself and risk it? Or do you want to kind of make smart decisions and just reduce your downside as much as possible?
Yeah.
And I'm at a downside reduction point in my life.
Me too. Fool me twice, the whole bloodline is removed.
Fool me twice, you murdered a whole generation.
Yeah. All right, next, there was a school fight where all the kids went feral. Now, really quick before we play this is a school fight. Everyone's going feral. The person recording starts making animal sounds, and I know that it's kind of like racially charged to make certain connections to certain animals, to certain people. I can't see the race of the person filming. So if I say what animal sound it sounds like, it's not a race thing. I don't even know who the person filming is.
Yeah.
So what animal sound do you hear from the filmer? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, actually don't let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Probably get in trouble.
That was bad. That was really bad. And since when did these 20 people turf wars become common in high schools? You know? Why would you fight with 10 people on 10 people? Like, this is crazy.
In high school, too. I went to a high school that, had some kids that were rough around the edges. Every fight was at the park, behind the school, in the parking lot. I've never seen a hallway or classroom fight in my whole life.
Yeah, lunchroom, same for me. Lunchroom, nothing crazy.
Those kids are going to be in big trouble when Dad gets home. All right, next, the sucker punch prank goes horribly wrong. This is why we don't do sucker punch pranks here on the show.
This could be an uplifting gold, I would argue.
Kind of.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, he out, man. Hey, no, he down, man. He down, bro. He down, bro.
Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on TikTok. You're sleeping on the ground now because you were going to fake punch somebody who was ready to throw down and had nothing to lose.
Time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Time to go to sleep and see a doctor if the damage is permanent.
Teeth are gone. Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah.
All right, next, the guy gets arrested.
That falls in the play stupid games, win stupid prizes category,
100p,
obviously.
100p.
All right, this guy who got arrested he was arrested for a crime spree.
Oh. He said, I'll be out in bail in 24 hours. I'll be out on bail. He knows.
The criminals know it. They know what they're allowed to do and how quickly they'll be out.
I wonder if knowing that you'll be out fast makes you more or less likely to consider committing a crime.
I just don't have the tools to guess that.
I don't want to guess.
Yeah, I don't
It could
think
be
I
white
could.
supremacy if I guess.
And there is a certain argument to be made for unreasonable detention and all that, your right to a speedy trial, all those sort of things. But it seems like all these cities have taken away the tools of judges to actually use their discretion. Like, let's figure out what this guy's crimes were and then make his bail a little harder to get and all that. They've taken those away. And it's a lot of the same vein as like, oh, legalize heroin, legalize crystal meth, legalize all drugs and see what happens. It's like, if you do that and there's a guy who's high on crystal meth, right? And he's causing problems and he's about to snap or he's like threatening, but not really breaking too many laws. It's like the ability to arrest him for possession of crystal meth is kind of like a tool that police have at their disposal to de-escalate something like that.
And get bad guys off the street.
And get bad guys and, process him for 24 hours, get him out, he'll cool down. It's kind of like a tool. Or like you put him in jail and then it's like a forced detox for a few days.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tool. And so the same way that bail and that is a tool for judges to use their discretion. And so they're kind of, that trend is taking away the tools and just a default policy happening that is not good for the community. You know what I mean? For the greater community, because obviously criminals just go out and, you know, if I'm on a crime spree and I'm about to get 6 years, why don't I just do another crime? You know?
Yeah.
And
so hopefully they don't get me.
So I think those kind of broad things like bail is not this, like Illinois did that law about bail. It's just not a good thing. It takes away a tool. Like, yeah, obviously if someone gets caught on like a weird crime that's like, we'll see in court, like, yeah, don't give them bail. It's like a first time offender who got into a weird fight with someone and we'll wait for the details in court. Sure. That's a good example. But, you know, career criminals, things like that. It's like, it doesn't hurt to have them in a cell for 10 days while they scramble to get bail money.
Yeah, exactly. We used to have a serious justice system. Like that guy getting arrested, he's not going, oh, I'm innocent until proven guilty. I didn't do it. He's going, yeah, I did it, but I'll be out.
Yeah,
I'll be out.
Exactly.
It's not like, you know, the way the system was actually created. He says, oh, I know the rules. I'll be out in 24 hours on bail.
Exactly. It doesn't matter his guilt, innocence, or in between.
Yep, exactly. All right, last clip of Urban Decay, kid on the tablet and the phone. This is the future that Klaus Schwab wants. Kids in a pod.
Yep. The only thing that could make this better for Klaus is like some bug soylent thing with like a hamster feeder in the side.
Yeah.
And look he's got his WWE ring on the side. You see that?
Yeah.
So he can play with that when the TikToks get too boring. God knows what TikToks are being shown to this kid. We saw what YouTube is showing to kids by that Aldo Budazzoni viral thread. If any of you guys saw that, Aldo had a good thread showing what sort of videos YouTube was instantly recommending to kids if you started a kid's profile. And it's dark. Nothing's safe anymore. It's all gay stuff, pronoun stuff, shit that is going to waste your child's time and rot their brain and make them unproductive.
Yeah.
And with that stuff, with that kind of stuff that, I know I'm going off topic here, but with that kind of stuff, again, we always talk about the opportunity cost. If your brain is filled with gender nonsense, then it's not going to be filled with useful math. It's not going to be filled with like crocheting or something. Like a lot of those girls, that leftist girl who looked like a lizard demon.
Yeah.
It's like she didn't develop any skills during that time. It's all just body modification and, you know, that's
like
it.
ruining something.
Exactly.
Instead of like building something or acquiring skills over time, you're just over time ruining the perfect body and machine
God's creation.
that God created.
Mhm.
And that kid is kind of like, you know, has the tism a little bit where he's like, boom, 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 swipe, swipe, swipe.
Yeah, and if it's funny enough to film and be like, man, look at this kid, it's like a serious thing.
Yeah,
right?
It's very serious. All right, that's the end of Urban Decay. We're not rolling into Uplifting Gold. Our first clip of Uplifting Gold is the people in Detroit protecting the women pumping gas at night.
Yep.
This is uplifting. So these guys have nice rifles.
They're open carrying. They're helping people pump gas at a presumably dangerous gas station.
Helping the ladies, making sure everyone's safe, helping them with the groceries, pump their gas.
The Brothers of New Era Detroit is what they're called.
Good.
Yeah, that's great.
And everyone tries to say like, oh, Second Amendment until black people get the guns. It's like black people already have a lot of guns.
I love this. I love seeing this.
This is great. And there's also black people that are using guns for crimes, and that's the bad stuff.
Yeah.
But the whole idea that like Second Amendment's just for white people and like hunters or whatever is a very stupid way to look at it.
Yeah. So what do we think? Is there some sort of like white supremacist enclave right by Detroit?
They
Like
probably try to hide from Nazis or something.
Yeah, it's like a neo-Nazi problem over there.
Yeah, that's what Don Lemon says.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Next, Uplifting Gold. Garbage man found money in the trash.
This is the dream.
This is really the dream.
You know, it's crazy whenever you're a garbage man and somebody throws a damn mattress away in a bed frame and all this falls out.
Someone threw an old mattress and bed frame got thrown away, and there's all this money in it.
Great day it is to be a garbage man.
Hey, one man's trash is trash.
It pays off.
That was a trash bit, and I laughed at that too loud. But yeah, hey, what a day. Good for you, garbage men. Garbage men need some love too, and getting lucky, everybody needs to get lucky.
Yeah, if you're a garbage man and someone's throwing away a dead person's bed, like an old person died in the house and everything's getting thrown out and the bed's getting thrown out, you gotta think about the mattress money.
You know what's sad to think about is that generation is gonna be done soon. You know, like no millennials are hiding cash in a mattress.
Yeah, that's
unless
true.
you're schizo or something.
Yeah. So this is their last chance. This is your last chance.
Last generation.
All right. Next, This next story is kind of like we spoke about earlier about people living their delusions and just going for it. A school worker tried to heist $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
Yeah, and I'm just going to go through the facts here. Suburban school worker charged with stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings from district. So this woman is like a 66-year-old lunch lady, procurement person for the school district, and she ordered like gigantic orders of chicken wings from the one of the distributors that the school uses. And the first red flag is you can't serve food with bones in it to students. So right off the bat, it's a red flag. Then an auditor was doing a standard mid-year review of their finances and said, we're only halfway through the year and we're $300,000 over our budget. What happened? And so like, this is kind of the worst criminal of all time. Then they went to the distributor and said, hey, what happened? Like, this is crazy. What do we order? And he goes, oh yeah, we all know about this. That woman's been ordering a disgusting amount of chicken wings every month. We all know and talk about it. So it was like on every level of the thing, she was
never had a chance.
She was destined to get caught and just didn't care.
Half-baked idea for her heist. She had a little heist where it's like, oh, I'll use the school ordering system and I'll use the school's money and I'll get my own chicken wings and sell at the restaurants or whatever.
Yeah, sell it. I'm assuming we don't know what happened to the chicken wings.
But you never had a chance. $300K over budget halfway through the year and you can't serve food with bones in it. So immediately, red flag, red flag, red flag, bad heist, never had a chance. But
immediately ratted out by the distributors.
Immediately ratted out. But I respect it, and that's why it's uplifting gold, because people are still going for it.
Yeah.
I love a good heist.
Yeah.
I love a good, hey, man, this is what we're going to do. We're going to meet here, do this, sign that, take this, sell it to here. I love a good heist spiral. But you have to kind of think it through a little more than that.
Yeah.
I would immediately, I before I even read the details, I thought the same thing where it's like, I've never had chicken wings in school. They don't serve bones. Kids could choke. Like, they don't, that's not like a hearty meal either. 3 chicken wings?
They don't want the liability. So kids don't even get bones. So immediate red flag.
And she should know that too, because she works in the school's food department.
Yeah.
But I guess she didn't think it that far through.
She got ahead of herself, and I don't think she
respect.
was very smart.
Yeah, she's trying to make a delusion a reality, make all that money. It almost worked. I respect the attempted heist.
Okay.
Next clip of uplifting gold. Wood flies through the window. This is some Final Destination-ish. Oh. Look at that. You're dead as fuck if you're in that seat.
Yeah. I actually wonder. Because it went through the seat a little bit, but how far does that go through your chest?
I think enough to really fuck up your day.
Yeah, you'd be fucked up for sure. But I don't know if it's a pure like puncture dead guy. 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour?
That's crazy.
TBD, but lucky your wife wasn't there that day.
Yeah, uplifting because it's not you.
Yeah.
Last piece of uplifting gold.
That'll make someone be thankful really quick.
Yeah.
It's like those type of events, like those near misses are more than like a good thing happening to you. Like a good thing happens to you and you're pretty thankful. A cheating death moment and you're like, whoo.
Yeah.
That's a different level.
That's big squirts. All
right.
Last clip, little kid skiing. Let's end it on a very high note. Look at this kid.
Ripping it down the mountain. Skirt.
Look at that. What a fun day. The kid's great at skiing. Everyone's laughing and having fun.
Kid's like 6 years old.
Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
Well,
they haven't taken that from us yet.
Yeah, that kid will be trans soon. Well, that's it. Anything else before we go?
No, I don't have anything else.
Neither do I. That's another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FleccasMerch.com for the best merch in the game. Make sure you support our sponsors. Links are in the description. Thank you guys for watching. If you want an extra episode of Fleccas Talks every week that comes out on Monday, I think you do if you're listening at this point. This is the very end of the show. Join us in bonus land, patreon.com/Fleccas or YouTube join. We have a fantastic bonus land today. We're going to be releasing on Mondays. It's like a 20 to 30 minute episode that comes out on Mondays. So if you like the show, join us in bonus land. It's very cheap. It's like $1 an episode, maybe less. So go do that today. Support the show. It goes a long way. Helps us keep it 100. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one.